Over 60% of self-made millionaires have one thing in common. It's not their degrees. It's not their family background. It's not even what they do for work. It's what they do every single day, without fail. A habit so simple, it often gets overlooked. A habit so powerful, it makes staying poor almost impossible. And the best part? It doesn't even involve money, at least not at first. Most people think poverty is only about income or lack of opportunity. But the truth? The reason so many stay broke is because of their daily patterns. The little things they do or don't do. The tiny habits that seem harmless, but quietly stack up into financial ruin. And if you don't catch them, those habits will trap you in the same cycle for years. So today, let's flip that script. Let's talk about the daily shift that rewires your future, one small action at a time. Because once you start doing this, even if you're broke, even if you've failed before, your brain, your identity, your entire trajectory starts to change. Let me ask you something. What's one thing you do every day that's doing absolutely nothing for your future? Scrolling for an hour? Complaining? Putting off your goals again? Now imagine replacing that one empty behavior with something that actually compounds. That's how wealth is built. Not overnight, but daily. And it all starts with your first win of the day. Because the first thing you do each morning sends a signal to your brain. It tells you who you are. If you wake up and grab your phone, scroll through chaos, check your bills and feel overwhelmed, that's what your brain gets used to. It gets addicted to reacting, to surviving. But if you begin your day with even one small intentional action, like reviewing your goals, planning your top priority, tracking your net worth, or simply reading a powerful idea, suddenly, your brain goes, wait, this is different. This is proactive. And that one win becomes the spark that fuels everything else. Now here's the real trick. Imagine if you woke up tomorrow and you were already rich. Not just with money, but with clarity, with purpose. What would you do differently? Would you still panic? Still hit snooze? Still waste your time on nonsense? Probably not. Wealthy people think ahead. They build their day on purpose. So try this. Ask yourself each morning, what would future me do today? The version of you that's already successful, already healthy, already free. That one question rewires your choices. Because once your actions match your identity, the results catch up automatically. But here's the problem most people face. They think skipping one good habit, just for a day, is no big deal. I'll read tomorrow. I'll track my expenses next week. I'll invest next month. But that one day becomes a week, then a month. And before you know it, an entire year has passed. Not because you made one huge mistake, but because you didn't make one small choice, again and again. It's not the big failures that keep people poor. It's the absence of small, repeated wins. There's a concept I call the 1-1-1 rule, and it's deceptively powerful. Every day, commit to 3 things. Spend 1 hour learning, $1 investing, 1 minute visualizing. 1 hour might be a podcast, a book, or a long-form YouTube like this. $1 could be a micro-transfer to your savings, a stock purchase, or even investing in yourself. And 1 minute, just 60 seconds, of imagining the life you're building and who you're becoming. That's all it takes to shift your mind from I hope to I am. I once heard a story about a broke college student. He went to a local coffee shop, hoping to get advice from an entrepreneur in town. He asked him, "What should I be doing every day to become successful?" The man thought for a second, then grabbed a napkin and wrote one sentence. Track your best decision, not your biggest expense. That hit hard. Most people obsess over what they spent, but forget to acknowledge what they did right. That student took the advice seriously. Every evening, he wrote down his smartest decision that day. Not the longest task, not the biggest effort, just the best move. That habit led him to start his first business by 24. He was a millionaire by 28. Because awareness creates momentum. If you don't log your wins, your brain forgets them. And if you forget them, you feel like you're not making progress, even when you are. Now, let's talk about something people overlook: what you feed your brain. You've probably heard that Warren Buffett reads 500 pages a day, but he's not reading memes or mindless gossip. He's filtering for quality. Most people read 100 random things and learn nothing. But one deep idea, well understood, can rewire your entire mental operating system. So instead of mindless scrolling, try this. Read one insightful page. Watch one deep video. Write down one idea. That's it. Depth beats noise. Every time. Now let's make this even easier. Rich people don't rely on motivation. They build systems that succeed automatically. They automate their savings. They meal prep. They batch their decisions. They even schedule when they'll scroll, so they never fall into a black hole of wasted time. Pick one success habit and put it on autopilot. Whether that's a daily $1 transfer, a recurring journal entry, or a scheduled deep work hour, automate it. You shouldn't have to think about success every day. You should be living it by default. Even something as small as moving $1 into a savings account sends a signal. It says, I invest. I grow. I move forward. You're not rich because of the amount. You're rich because of the intention. Now, this next one's a game changer. Look around at who you're listening to, talking to, scrolling past. Your inner circle includes your feed. If you're surrounded by people who joke about being broke, who whine about success, who never want to grow, that's going to rub off on you, even if you're trying to rise. So do a digital cleanse. Follow people who think big. Text one friend who's pushing themselves. Join one online space where growth is the norm, because your circle will either anchor you or launch you. And before I go further, if this video has sparked even one new thought, imagine what would happen if you did this for 30 days straight. So if you're serious about building wealth from the inside out, hit the like button and subscribe. Because what's coming next? It's the blueprint for making compounding work, even if you're flat broke. Now, let me ask you something strange. Have you ever worked all day and still felt like you did nothing? That's not a time issue. It's an energy issue. You can work 10 hours on the wrong things and stay stuck forever. Or you can work 1 hour, fully energized, on the right thing and change everything. Start tracking your energy. What drains you? What excites you? Move your schedule toward energy-positive activities. Wealth flows through focus, and focus follows energy. And here's one more strange tip. Next time you're bored, waiting in line, sitting in traffic, don't reach for your phone. Just pause. Because boredom is where big ideas are born. Use that moment to ask, what's a small problem I can solve today? You'll be surprised how often boredom turns into breakthroughs. And now, one final story before we close. A man once told me, I'm just not a money person. He believed it deeply. His actions showed it. Every day, he acted like someone who was destined to struggle. Until one day, I asked him, what if you stopped saying that? He paused, then rewrote his story. I build wealth daily, no matter what. He started slow, small steps, tiny habits. And within 2 years, he had paid off debt, grown a side income, and, most importantly, believed in himself. Because wealth doesn't start with money. It starts with identity. Change that, and everything changes. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to be fast. You just need to show up daily as the person you're becoming. Wealth is not about how much you make. It's about what you do every single day with what you already have. Start now.